Scientists never disappoint us when it comes to something strange coming out of the tomb, or some different kind of asset they may have found from ancient times. Don't you agree with us on that? Well, coming to today's topic at Secret World, let's talk about the tombs which were forbidden, but now are quite actually shocking the whole damn world. Don't believe us yet? Let's dig in deeper to know more. An ancient tomb on the west bank of the Nile was discovered by archaeologists while working in the Theban necropolis, a massive collection of tombs and mortuary temples that faced the ancient Egyptian city of Thebes, modern Luxor. The tomb was discovered in Abydos, one of Egypt's earliest cities, in the Sheikh Abd el-Qurna necropolis, where there is a greater number of individual tombs than anywhere else in the Theban necropolis. During the New Kingdom of Egypt, which lasted from 16th century BC to the 11th century BC and was ruled by the 18th, 19th, and 20th dynasties of Egypt, all of the highest-ranking officials, priests, and aristocracy were buried here. Part of the tomb was unearthed by Philippe Verret back in 1887, but it was never recorded or published. The Min Project, coordinated by Mara Milagros Ivarez Sosa of Spain, has set out to excavate the complex's many underground chambers and shafts this year. Based on their findings to date, they claim that the tomb was influenced by the ancient Egyptian descriptions of the massive tomb of Osiris. According to April Holloway of Ancient Origins, the archaeologists believe the tomb dates back to either the 25th dynasty of Egypt or the 26th dynasty, based on a comparison to similar tombs that contain Osirian characteristics. The Osirian, Seti I's mausoleum for his first wife Orisis, is the most well-known example. In ancient Egypt, Osiris was worshipped as divinity associated with death and afterlife. He was frequently shown with emerald green skin, a pharaoh's beard, and a crown topped with two brilliant ostrich feathers, and his legs wrapped like a mummy. As a rule, he is depicted with a crook and flail in his hands, both of which represent the authority and responsibility that comes with being king, as well as the country itself. Legend of Osiris was performed annually by the ancient Egyptians as a passion play, which chronicles his death and rebirth. His brother Set, the ancient Egyptian god of storms, disorder, violence, and strangers, is supposed to have hacked him into 14 pieces before he drowned in the Nile. The pieces were pieced back together by Isis, the patroness of nature and magic, during a 12-day period, except for his phallus, which was gone. Osiris's body was taken to the tomb by boat, while Isis fashioned a new phallus made from gold. This magical artifact brought Osiris back from the grave long enough to impregnate Isis and have the child who would grow up to be Horus, the falcon god of kings and rulership. According to the Luxor Times magazine blog, the symbolism of Osiris is particularly clear since all the components remembering the famous Osiris tomb were there. The Osiris statue, the empty corridor around it, symbolizing the channel of water, the expected burial chamber below the statue, thus identifying the deceased with Osiris, a large staircase measuring 3.5 meters in length, with a ceiling measuring 4 meters at the bottom, leading to the netherworld, and another leading directly to the Osiris statue, which is therefore at a higher level and ideally isolated on his island. Hellish figures brandishing blades decorate the funeral chamber's carved reliefs. Alvarez Sosa states in Ancient Origins that they serve to shield the corpse of the deceased from evil spirits. Let's talk about the next discovery, shall we? So, the tomb of the ancient Egyptian queen was unearthed by a separate team of researchers. She is now thought to be Neferefre's wife, who ruled 4,500 years ago. AFP states that the tomb was unearthed in Abu Sir, a large necropolis established close to modern-day Cairo in Egypt. Numerous pyramids honoring 5th dynasty pharaohs, including that of Neferefre, were constructed in this area. Inscriptions on the walls of the tombs led Egyptian antiquities minister Mamdouh al-Damati to reveal that the queen's name has been determined to be Khentakawes III. For the first time, al-Damati proclaimed after the discovery of the queen's tomb, "We have uncovered the name of this queen who had been unknown." Along with the 4th dynasty, this discovery will help us shed light on certain unknown features of the 5th dynasty, he said, referring to the period that saw the construction of the first pyramids. That's all for the video today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.